Welcome to a more serious video this time. So how you can actually make friends in Japan, this is something that has worked, so this is not a joke. So this right here is sake. Now, the cool thing about sake is you can drink it warm or cold. Hot sake is quite delicious, but you need the right type of sake for it. Now, luckily, when you order like hot sake at a restaurant or a bar, they usually have the right types. So the people tend to like it. So what you do is you go into a restaurant and you see other men around you and they're having a good time, and you see other people or other people in general. It can be men and women, and basically if you want to make friends, then I would advise you doing this with guys, or perhaps also the girls who are in company with guys. Not specifically girls, because that's going to give the wrong idea and the wrong impression, and that might end up getting you in trouble. Now, here's what you do. Basically, you'll have, it won't be a bottle, but it will be like a porcelain kind of thing. And basically, what you do is there will be cups. You can say, oh, I want like 4 cups or something. Maybe there are 4 people there, or yeah, there are 3 other guys who are sitting on a table or whatever. And then you're like, you have a cup and you're like, dozo. And they'll say, otto, otto, otto. Or, well, you pour like, or they'll say, yeah, iranai. And you can say, ore no gochiso, like your treat. And basically, they will be like, maybe they'll be really grateful and be like, thank you, like, arigato. And what you can do, well, you should definitely learn some Japanese first, but anyways, what you can do then when they are pouring for you, around the halfway point, you just say, otto, otto, otto. And you start talking to them with a little Japanese that you know, and, you start making conversation where you're from, and they start telling you things, and you try to say what you can. Now, in order for this to work, you need to know basic Japanese first. You need to be able to say where you're from, maybe what your goals are, what your plans are, what your dreams are, and ask them, a question that seems to work very well for me to ask. This is just a question that I asked. Jinsei no imi wa nani desu ka? What is the meaning of life, or what is your meaning of life, or the meaning of life is what? Kind of. Now, it sounds maybe a bit strange and unnatural in Japanese, but the people tend to get it. So you can also change the question to Anata no yume wa nani desu ka? What is your dream? Or Anata no mokuhyou, mokuteku wa nani desu ka? Like, what is your purpose? What is your... If you combine that with imi and stuff, it will give a much broader kind of, but also more like, okay, well, I can answer any of these questions. So it's like, 難しいな質問かな. And then they'll talk about what their goals and dreams are, and then you can talk about your dreams and goals. And if you have something, and if you feel like a chemistry and you want to learn more, then you've actually made some Japanese friends. So it's a very it's a setting where you get Japanese people to warm up, and in a setting like that, it's a lot easier to actually make friends. Now, I am extremely socially gifted in that sense, which is something I didn't know while I was younger, because, well, I was a social case, basically. I was unable to even order at McDonald's. That's how shy I was in social interactions. But truth is, I'm very extroverted. And I actually, when I don't feel that panic, I can take any steps forward and I can get energy out of it. But I don't like being fake, so I never fake, my ideas to make people like me. I will say weird shit that will make people maybe dislike me or something, but they'll see, hey, this is an authentic person. This is a dude who will do what he believes, and maybe they'll laugh at maybe at some points, and be like, hey, ataoka desu ka? Which means, are you strange in the head or something? And you're just gonna be like honest, yeah. Ataoka desu, kuru kuru pa. And basically that means you're a little bit cuckoo. Kuru kuru pa means kind of cuckoo, but in a more polite way. It's a more polite way than saying ataoka, and there are many other ways to say it. You can say it in very impolite ways, but I forgot how to say that. because I'm not really gonna have any use for it to call someone mentally ill. So I don't see a point in, I guess, remembering that right now. It's better to not remember it and just remember Ataoka, and because when you're saying it about yourself, it gives off a vibe that is very Japanese-like, kind of, because you're kind of being humble, and you're also showing that you're being honest, you're being humble. So you're doing a bit of both. You're being a part of the Japanese culture while also having your own foreign kind of aura or whatever. So basically, this is just what I've done. You can do this in different ways. You can start different chats. Maybe you're a surfer, maybe you're a construction worker, maybe you're a office worker, maybe you have different interests, but you know, the prerequisite is learn some basic Japanese. And I can advise Duolingo, I can advise to watch anime without subtitles, or maybe watch the same episode of anime with subtitles and then without, and try to like, oh yeah, this is what he's saying, and then you listen to the words and then you recognize it. Now, I advise you to not, in that case, use animes like Tokyo Revengers. Obviously, use an anime that is more appropriate in a certain social setting. So, if it's something that is very polite, like office work or something, where there's a lot of that in the anime, then you're probably gonna learn a lot of polite Keigo Japanese. If it's in a classroom setting, you're probably gonna learn a lot of casual but not rude Japanese. If it's in a Yakuza kind of anime, you're better off not using any of the phrases you learned there, unless you want people to not be friends with you and laugh at you, or if you want to get punished, or if you want trouble with the police. Now, there are many things you can do, but this is just some ways, or one way that I've found that you can make friends in Japan. You don't need to know, like, you don't need to do super much. It's not as hard as people make it out to be. If you try to make friends, you will make friends. But be yourself. That way, you'll get Japanese friends who share similar interests, and if you dare to be yourself, you're never gonna make friends anywhere. You're never gonna make real friends anywhere if you don't dare to be yourself. So that's also a prerequisite. Anyways, so that's one trick I learned. Now, the other ways I've made friends is just to randomly talk to strangers. Now, that's also a way that I've kind of built up the ability to have a harem, which I'm also giving up because I'm more focused on one girl. So, yeah. But やっぱり俺チンチンのが一番大好き。やっぱりその匂いとふわふわいやふわふわじゃない硬いでも少しふわふわふわふわにゃ Oh yeah, also if you're in a certain setting, this is what you say to a guy if you want to compliment him. かわいいですにゃ And you say something like 寂しいですか遊びたいですか500 yen And then you just wink, and basically what you said, roughly translated, is hey, do you want to hang out a little? We're okay, bye.